Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avadon the Black Fortress with me, Atantuo. We are still in Castle Vebeaux, and we just talked to the Duke Gryfyn, and he sent us to meet with Monitor Shigaz now, who we already saw earlier, doing things slightly out of sequence. Monitor Shigaz stares silently out over the Beraza Woods, lost in thought. He does not mind his solitude here in the fortress of his rivals. In fact, he seems to relish it. Duke Gryfyn has told me why I am here. Then you have heard his plan for a new, glowing peace. It is a marvelous expression of youthful optimism. Based on the wrinkles on his face, you would guess that Shigaz is close to 40 years old. And yet his energy is infectious. As long as a hand is present to witness the affair, I might give Gryphon's idea a chance. Then he looks at Shima. I know you. You are Shima, yes? Of the Three-Spear clan. I have heard of you. Family disgraced. Fled to Avadon. Since you are under their protection, I will tolerate your presence. Shima nods. You don't believe that Duke Gryphyn's plan is wise? Wise? Perhaps. I can't judge wisdom. All I know is that wisdom is rarely enough to stir people to act in this world, and yet my superiors surprised me by allowing me to work with him. Despite your doubts, you are helping him? Duke Gryfyn has a persistence and enthusiasm that can be hard to resist. I believe his attempts to help Calamdariel are genuine. If he believes that this can be achieved by settling affairs with Hawklander, that is all to the good. Why are the Hawklandans letting you work with him? It is not my place to judge my betters. However, it does occur to me that for all of their warlike talk, they may truly and secretly wish for this petty argument between nations to end. Anything is possible in time, even wisdom. Okay, you've heard of Shima? I am a lowly soldier, but all Hawklandans know the wisdom of knowing who among our people wields influence in Avadon, especially an exile from a disgraced house. He turns to Shima. I am not of the honored forge that destroyed your family. I am not your enemy. Shima nods. I appreciate that. And if I may ask, will we meet any warriors of the honored forge among your retinue? Shigaz is emotionless. I will not be questioned by you about my warriors. You must be content with my good wishes. Oh. So I guess there is gonna be a member of the forge, I guess. I guess. What are we gonna do exactly? We are going to do something that nobody could argue with. We are going to rid the Beraza Woods of one of its infestations of vile creatures. There is a region of the Beraza Woods called the Pits. One particular pit seems to be infested with vile creatures. We will be cleaning it out. He removes a scroll from his pouch and hands it to you. That is a map. Leave this castle to the west and follow the road through the Beraza Woods. The map will lead you to where I and several Callum soldiers will meet you. The Beraza Woods are now available as a destination on the world map. You can travel through there to reach the region where Shigaz will meet you. Okay. What sort of monsters? The sorts of creatures made by aberrant magic, if you have seen such a thing. You tell him that you are intimately familiar with such aberrations. It is shameful that the dispute over ownership of the woods enables such horrors to escape destruction. That ends now. Who will be hunting the beasts? You, me, and 3 stout warriors of the Callum. That the soldiers of Hawklander and Calamdariel will be fighting side by side is a remarkable thing. That alone is an accomplishment for the young Duke. Where should I go from here? Descend to the undercroft, pass through the west gate and travel west through the Beraza Woods. Follow the main road to the west. You will come to our camp in a day's journey. How did you come to be here in Castle Vebeaux in the first place? Duke Gryfyn requested that Hawklander send an envoy, on the pretense of discussing trade. It was not a desirable job, so I was given it. And now he has adopted me as a diplomat. It is strange. Why didn't anyone want to accept the task? It is dangerous for one of my people to come to Calamdariel, for many reasons. The job was passed around from soldier to diplomat to courtier and back again. Until it landed on my desk. Me, a lowly monitor. Why did you accept the task? Partly because I did not think it would be honorable to refuse, and partly because my career has been lackluster. without distinction. Before I retired, I wanted to do something different, notable, even if it was a tedious trade negotiation. Of course, I then found that much more was happening. How will Hoaglander react to your work here? I honestly have no idea. They seem receptive, but I don't know. I am trapped, a tiny grit of sand between two great powers. I will do what I can. That's all anyone can ask of anyone. Okay, we'll be going then. Alright, I hope to meet you soon in the Beraza Woods. If nothing else, we have the chance to rid the pact of a few pests. Indeed. Okay. So I guess if I need to go down... this still seems closed off. Well, I haven't seen most of this castle anyway. So let's explore. Fill out a bit more of the map. These are probably like the Duke's private chambers back here. Oh, this is also closed. Huh. Interesting. So let's see here. Well, I didn't really explore this first garden I emerged to very thoroughly at all. And alright, there was also the commander's office. Might want to talk to the man. Okay, this is also walled off. Still walled off. I guess there must be an official way down to the undercroft then, that I just haven't seen yet. Hey, Commander Peverell. The man sitting at this desk wears the insignia of a commander in the Pact Army. This makes him very important, with a huge force under his control. Not surprising, considering the stature of Castle Vebeaux. When you enter, he sets aside his pen and rises to greet you. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Commander Peverell of Castle Vebeaux. I have been informed that Duke Gryfyn requested your presence, and I will do all I can to aid you. I have spoken with the Duke. I am glad. I would not speak with you before our leader has. You know then why you have come and what the Duke is attempting. It is a bold effort. I am sworn to help, no matter what the risks. What are your duties here? I command the soldiers that defend Castle Vebeaux. I make sure they are equipped and trained, and that we have enough supplies to withstand a siege. This castle needs to always be able to defend itself with no notice. Also, when I have more things that need doing than soldiers to do them, I can hire skilled warriors to aid me. He gives you a significant look. You're always expecting a battle? Of course. We are not one of the calm, pretty fortresses sitting snug in the center of Calamdariel. We are on the border of contested territory. We are also a 2 days hike from Hoaglander, a country we were at war with a century ago. Castle Vebeau's history is one of sieges and battle, and we have never been taken. You gather lots of supplies? We are always ready for a siege. We always have water and food reserves in the undercroft sufficient to last us for years. It is expensive, but we are always happy to have them when we need them. My services are occasionally available for hire. The commander nods. I am pleased to hear it. Castle Vebeaux has constant problems with smugglers trying to slip goods past us without permission or tariffs. I have been informed that smugglers are digging a tunnel under the river to the west. I would like for you to find it and close it. Why do they smuggle goods? Because otherwise, to pass the castle, they must pay a few coins for each wagon of goods going through. It is one of the most ancient and valued privileges of the Dukes of Calamdariel, and they get angry and violent when they are denied. Who was your informer? I would rather not say. This person is risking his or her life by telling me what he or she did. Okay, where should I look? Somewhere at the entrance to the Beraza Woods. There are a few farms and other buildings there. That is where the tunnel is, probably. Okay. Thanks. Vebeaux Tunnel. Our first side quest. Okay. I'm gonna walk around the... I was gonna say that I'm gonna walk around the outer perimeter first, so let's do that. let us do that. Oh, also, I'll pause just very quickly here. Okay, I'm back. I mean, not that any time passed for you, really. But I still feel that it's necessary to I don't know, to tell you when I... Oh, there's the stairs down, I guess. Vebeaux... No. It says Vebeaux Gardens, okay. To notify you whenever I pause the recording. Okay, now we've made almost a full circle around. This is a stairway down that I can actually take. What is this? North guest room reserved for a thrrough. Oh, I have my own room here. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Don't really know why I would need quarter here. South guest room. They can also just open. Okay, someone seems to be staying here. But I guess I'm not gonna rob him. Or her. Nathalie is practically skipping as she moves down the hall. Look at all of this! What beauty! What glory! When I'm in Avadon, this is what I miss most of all. Actual beauty. And I'm here! I'm actually here! She looks around at all the art and finery, barely able to restrain herself. Well, glad someone's having fun. Busy... what? Busy apprentices. Okay. Chambers of the Incanters. Protective gear recommended. Guess I can't talk to these, probably. Castle Vebeaux has quite a few apprentices, each here to learn the difficult and useful crafts practiced here. In return for knowledge, they are worked nearly to death. They are polite to you, but they make it clear that they don't have time to talk. You let them go. Okay, fair enough. Who is this? What? Incantatrix Questa. Questa, yes. Castle Vebeaux is of course outfitted with a large and well-equipped magical workshop and apothecary. This woman is in charge. Like most mages of a certain age, she seems perpetually distracted, but she is willing to give you at least a quarter of her attention. She brushes her long, uncombed hair out of her eyes and inspects you. Ah, Avadon, yes? Heard you were coming. I am Incantatrix Questa. I run the workshop. Answer to Duke Gryfyn directly. He would want me to help you. I will. I can sell you scrolls, products of our workshop. Would ask for help from you in return if possible. Sure. Why don't you tell me about your workshop? What? She seems slightly irritated by the question. Avadon has a magical workshop, yes? You know what it is, what it does, what we make and watch. Hands always ask obvious questions. Well, I guess I do that quite a lot, in fact. Well then, what do you make? Potions, wands, scrolls, things to help defend Castle Vebeaux from attack. We have stockpiled such weapons for a century. Who do you watch? Anyone in the Beraza Woods. We always watch for invaders, any signs of the enemy, or any enemy. You deal with many hands? Hands often come to us for help of all sorts. We help all of them, and they often don't return. They often don't turn out to be traitors. You try to get her to elaborate on that, but she becomes distracted. Okay. So, you can trade with me? Of course. We have some potions, scrolls and wands available for loyal servants of the Pact. I was hoping to sell some stuff, actually. Don't really need to buy anything. Well, she does sell runestones, so that's interesting. Also, a wizard's bow, what's that? Bow missile, yeah, well, what's so wizardly about that? Oh, okay, so it can only be equipped by a sorceress. That's actually pretty interesting. Not that I need it. I mean, it would be an alternative ranged attack for Nathalie, for enemies that are immune to fire. But I guess that's not worth 2,700, even though I have plenty of money. But I just don't see the need for that. Also, there were more things to ask her about. I would like to know more about Duke Gryfyn. He is the Duke. That means that I have to obey him. So I do. I know he's doing lots of things. I don't concern myself with them. Fair enough. So you want help from me? I do. I speak with people. I hear rumors. I have heard that you are going to the Beraza pits. Magically altered creatures there. Very promising. If you find the workshop where they were changed, I want to know about it. Have a sample of what was used to change them, if it exists. Okay, what makes you think such a workshop even exists? Just a guess. You go and find nothing, then I have nothing to ask for. However, such creatures don't just appear. They must be made in a place. So you want to be given samples of forbidden magic? For a moment you have her full attention. I want nothing that would anger Avadon, or break the laws of the Pact. I will only study the magic, not replicate it. To fight, we must understand. Okay, that's fair enough. And forbidden magic samples. Okay, second side quest. More busy apprentices. Okay. Okie doke, what is this? Oh, this is just a stairway. Right. Let's continue this way then. Well, there's at least a piece of lore there that I haven't looked at yet. Kitchen staff. Oh, okay. So this is the dining hall, I guess. This is the main kitchen of Castle Vebeaux. Meals are prepared here for everyone of import in the fortress, from the Duke on down. Calamdariel is very proud of its cuisine. Every land in the Pact is able to make good food, but the Kellam have developed a style of cooking of great delicacy and complexity. No other race of Linnaeus takes the finer things so seriously. Could you please move? Thank you. So only kitchen staff, no head chef or anything. Okay, what have we here? A gate. Oh, tailor shop. And the Avadon office. Ah, okay. Interesting. What have we here? Open arms within. Ah, that's a piece of lore that I have been waiting for since the very beginning of the game. Open arms within. There are two principles the Pact relies upon to guide it in its laws and actions. Wait, actually... Nope. My mistake. That's the one I already had. The other one, like outer... something with stone wall outside? I don't know. That's the one I was still missing. So never mind. Yeah. I was a bit... I don't even know. Let's just talk to Acacia. There's an old woman sitting at this desk. Based on the symbol on her robe and on the wall outside her office, she is here from Avadon. Her office is full of clutter, the debris of many years of service. She stands and briefly shakes your hand. Atantuo, yes? Redbeard made sure that I knew you were coming to aid Duke Gryfyn. I am Acacia. There is little I can do for you, but I did want to give you a kind word before you left. Okay. What is your role here? I am one of Avadon's watchers. In major castles like this one, Redbeard often places an eye to watch things. This way he does not have to rely entirely on rumors, and if Duke Gryfyn needs Avadon's opinion on something, he can get it instantly. It is a position of great responsibility. I have duties both inside and outside the castle. Are you from Calamdariel? Of course not. Redbeard would never place a Kellam to watch over Calamdariel. He wants his watchers to be as neutral as possible. I am a Daramite, though I have not been home in many years. How long have you been here? I have been honored to serve here almost 30 years. I have no regrets. It is a long posting, and there is much work. However, the food is excellent, and Agate, across the hall, gives me a discount on the stylish robes she makes. What are your duties inside the castle? Whenever someone wants to give Avadon information, or ask for a boon, they can come to me. Mainly, however, I watch and listen. I am Redbeard's eyes and ears. It is my primary purpose. What are your duties outside the castle? Well, I was to occasionally travel the Beraza Woods, watch things there too. But then I aged. It is a shame. There are things happening out there we should be attending to, but I lack the resources. Anything I can help you with? She smiles. I hoped you would ask. The Beraza Woods is sparsely settled, but it attracts those who appreciate the lack of authority. Smugglers, spies, and the like. I have heard patrols discussing a man named Orion. They often see him wandering out there. He claims to be a woodsman. He seems mad. They find him amusing. I find him suspicious. If you see him, follow him around for a bit. I would like to know if he ever shows signs of not being who he seems. Where should I look for him? Along the main east-west road running through the woods. It might take some searching to find him. If you find an abandoned campsite, it might be one of his. And you think he's a spy? Probably not. However, my job is to watch the things I feel need watching. He qualifies. If he is innocent, the gaze of Avadon will pass him by. Okay. What do you think of Duke Gryfyn? She smiles and sips some tea. I wish the Pact had many more like him. He was born to wealth and power, and he is determined to do great things. He wants peace with Hoaglander. A risky path to be sure, but I hope that he succeeds. Do you think there is hope of peace between Calendario and Hoaglander? Yes, but not in my lifetime. Still, if it happens, it will be because of the energy and courage of people like Duke Gryfyn. Such a peace would be a great thing for Avadon. Assassinating everyone in Calendario and Hoaglander who tries to foment a war over the Beraza Woods takes up a great deal of our time. Anything else I should know about the Duke? Not at this point. He seems energetic, competent, and sincere. Okay, well, Avadon has had many problems lately. Her face darkens. I have heard. I know that there was even combat in the halls of the Black Fortress, yes? Deaths, escaped prisoners. Shadow Tarkus slipped from the cells of the fortress. Many things have gone wrong lately. Suspiciously many things. Do you know why everything is going wrong? No, and it's part of my job to say nothing until I am sure of it. Rest assured, every eye is investigating. Any advice for me? Only to be prepared and watch your back. It is very dangerous on the roads for a hand these days, especially in a wild place like the Beraza Woods. Well, that's all for now, thanks. And follow Orion. Okay, I guess I can do that. This is locked. And this might be an opportunity to sell some stuff. Hey, Agate. The land of Calendario is famed for its love of fine food, fine clothes, and general beauty of their surroundings. Thus, it isn't surprising that the one shop allowed in the upper halls of Castle Vebeaux sells clothes. The tailor walks up to you, looks at what you are wearing, and allows herself only a tiny lip curl of distaste. I am Agate, she says, tailor of Castle Vebeaux, licensed by Duke Gryfyn himself. It is great, great fortune that brought you to me. Is that so? So Castle Vebeaux has its own tailor, huh? Of course. We should have more than one. Every noble and courtier who visits these halls must dress in the most fashionable garb. It tends to be necessary to get one's wishes to be taken seriously. So fashion is that important here? Extremely so. We are the Callum after all. Whatever we do must be done perfectly, not like the sloppy other people of the Pact. I do not wish to be insulting. Well, Are stylish clothes expensive? Oh, of course. If they were cheap, how would they be stylish? The clothes are expensive and styles change constantly. Being able to stay current is how one shows that he or she is a person of means and importance. And what do you think of fashion in Avadon? She coughs slightly. The dress there is very functional. I'm sure that you can tolerate it. But there is always room for improvement, yes? No. But let's see here. So you have a special license to trade here? Of course, otherwise there is no way that the Duke would allow a mere shop in these hallowed halls. How did you receive such a privilege? Pure skill. No bribes were employed. My family has simply made the finest garb for the royal family of Castle Vebeaux for over 100 years. Okay, guess I would like to trade with you. Nonetheless, I'm only gonna sell stuff to you. Her lower lip curls. She looks at what you are wearing. I am very selective about what I sell in my shop. If you wish to sell items, I suggest that you go to the bazaar at the undercroft. Ah, okay. Well then, what do you sell here? Fine cloak, of course, fine tunic, fine tuning, robe, not fine, just a robe, leather bell pants, spider silk tunic, +1 dexterity, meh. Plus 5% magical damage and plus 10% healing. Well, well, well. Nathalie's currently using something worse than that. I mean, she doesn't do any healing, but 5% extra damage. I think I like that. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna buy it. Extra missile damage, that's pretty neat, but I don't really need that. Sage's Rod. That's not as good as a Wizard's Staff. Okay. Cool. That's all I need. Yeah. Let's see here. Encounter's Shoes. Congrats on the upgrade. And I guess... what's her face? Janelle can have those once we're back home. Okay. That's actually about it for this floor. Okay, and there's... oh, this is to the undercroft. This was closed off. So was this... yeah, okay. Looks like I explored everything I could so far. Yeah. Well then, there are 2 stairways that I can take. Guess I'll use this one first and see if it connects to the other one. Stairway up. Can I go through here? Yes, I can. Okay. More lore. Ah, the stone wall beyond. Well, speak of the devil. Stone wall beyond. There it is. Finally. There are 2 principles the Pact relies upon to guide it in its laws and actions. The second of these is the stone wall beyond. This means that all members of the Pact, when dealing with outsiders, should be cold, emotionless, and unbreakable, like a stone wall. When dealing with the barbarians and creatures that inhabit the Farlands, a true member of the Midlands Pact acts only for the good of the Pact, untouched by sentimentality. When in the presence of a human from, say, the Tawan Empire, it is easy to be tempted by sentimentality, pity, undue emotional attachment. The stone wall beyond ever reminds the Pact that these outsiders are, at the heart of it, the enemy. They have raided the Pact before, they will again. Empathy has its place in many parts of life, but when dealing with an outsider, be like stone. That's pretty harsh. Okay, Gatemaster Pros. Oh, is this the main entrance then? There is an aging, obese bureaucrat of the Pact sitting at this table. He shuffles papers around and frequently drinks from the goblet of wine on his desk. When he turns and sees you, his attitude of arrogant confidence instantly fades. He rises to his feet, sweat beading from his forehead. Sweat beading out on his forehead. Ah, the hand. I did not hear you enter. I am Gatemaster Pros. His clothes are stylish and clearly very expensive. Being the Gatemaster for a castle like this one, is a lucrative post. What exactly do you do? I am the Gatemaster here. Every merchant who wishes to travel through Castle Vebeaux requires my permission. Then they must pay the toll, and I collect it. Duke Gryfyn places great trust in me. I do my best to justify it. When do you deny a merchant permission to pass through? What? Why, that hardly ever happens, and only when I suspect the merchant of being dishonest or disloyal to the Pact. You suspect that bribes also work their way in there somewhere. So merchants must pay to pass through here? Of course, the ability to charge a toll for safe passage through our lands is one of the oldest and most valued privileges of the Kalimdarial Lords. Isn't Castle Vebeaux on a free road? Ah, he coughs. Yes, well, the free road actually ends just before our castle and resumes on the other side. Special dispensation from Hanvar's council, you see? I see. You seem to be doing very well for yourself. He looks down at his rich clothes and gold jewelry. I work very hard for my duke. He gives me compensation in return. His hands tremble slightly. And the occasional bit of bribery has nothing to do with it? I am sorry, Hand of Avadon. I have much work to do, honest work. I must return to it. If you have any suspicions about me, please take your proof to my superiors. Excuse me. He plops back down into his chair and makes a big act of shuffling through his papers. The conversation ends. Oh, I just didn't make a friend, I guess. There's an enormous undercroft under Castle Vebeaux, running the entire length of the fortress. It is held up by many pillars, both natural and man-made. The main entrances to the fortress are at the east and west ends of the gallery. These entryways have huge steel gates and multiple guardhouses, and of course they can be collapsed in the event of a siege. Of course, most merchants and other common folk aren't allowed into the main floor of the castle. Caravans making deliveries do so down here. There is a noisy and boisterous bazaar in the center of the undercroft. Okay. So this is not the easternmost gate, or maybe it is. I guess it must be. However, oops. Yeah. Accidentally clicked outside the window. So even though this might not be, or this might be the eastern entrance, but I'm supposed to go to the west, to the Beraza Woods, so I'm probably not allowed to leave through here. Fair enough. Let's explore this little outside area. Well, even though it's all indoors, actually. What have we here? Oh, storage halls, okay. Inaccessible, at least for now. Tink tink. Smith Bevis. And an apprentice, okay. Hey, Smith Bevis. The undercroft of Castle Vebeaux contains an enormous smithy capable of tending to the needs of both a small army and countless passing merchant caravans. The head blacksmith is not happy to see you. That isn't an unusual reaction to the presence of a Hand of Avadon. However, seeing you seems to make him genuinely angry. He tosses a massive hammer from one hand to the other and glowers at you. I am Smith Bevis, he grumbles. Hands of Avadon are always welcome here. You can buy the very best of my equipment. Always happy to help. Right. Tell me about your forge. It supplies blade and armor to all the soldiers of Castle Vebeaux, and thanks to you, we're sure to need plenty of blades soon. Do you have some sort of problem with me? Bevis realizes that he might be close to crossing a line. No problem. What do you need? I want to trade with you. Of course, I have weapons and armor, finest Callum workmanship, and therefore unmatched in all of Linnaeus. I don't get to sell to many hands. It's an honor no matter what harm you're trying to do here. I'm not trying to do any harm here. And since I am a hand, you will be happy to give me a discount. With effort, Bevis manages to choke back down his enraged response. His face grows flushed, but he remembers who he is dealing with. Of course. For a change, I don't feel bad about doing this, so... let's sell stuff first. Wait. Did I hit the wrong button again? I guess I must have. Well, Quicksilver Vest, chance to parry, meh. Fine chainmail, Titan Steel chainmail. Ooh, wow. It is pretty light and pretty lightweight, so there is that. Titan Steel shield. Well, this one with 20% armor instead of just 10 is probably actually worth replacing my my Buckler of Agility over. Don't know if that sentence made a lot of sense, but I hope you understood what I was trying to say. Titan Steel Girdle. Okay, some extra defense, but it's really costly. Oh my. However, this shield is actually not very expensive. I guess I'm gonna buy that. I guess I just can't sell stuff to him. Steel short sword, steel broadsword. Aha, Titan steel broadsword. That's actually better than the emerald saber. Of course, it does not give me extra poison resistance or acid resistance, but it does deal more damage, quite considerably so. Steel halberd, that's not quite as good as what we already have. Steel razor disc though, that's a bit better and very inexpensive, so let's buy one. And let's actually also buy this Titan Steel broadsword, because why not? That's what I have it for. Can I use the forge? No, I cannot. That's a bit unfortunate, but oh well. So let's equip this and put this away. Give this to Tantuo. Yeah, it's a shame about the poison and acid resistance, but dealing more damage is more important. And I'm gonna get some extra curse resistance. So there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna sell these, I guess. Well, I'll keep the Emerald Saber and give it to Zeppelin for his one hand and shield equipment. Oh, there's an anvil I can use. That's fortunate. Okay, so let's put some extra damage on this if we can. More likely to hit. Magical attacks. Physical attacks, 2 more damage. Okay. We have one of those, looks like. So let's use it. 2% melee damage. Okay, do I have anything else? No, this is still the old one. Let's see, what have we? More protection. Protection from magical attacks. Makes you harder to hit. I guess I'll put that on one of these. 5% harder to hit. That seems pretty good. Don't forget to equip that. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna hold on to the rest of my runes for now. That should be fine. Busy apprentice. Another way to the storage halls. There's also apparently another stairway from above, or to above, that I cannot take. Okay, what else do we have? This is the other gate, apparently. And this one being open. Oh, you step out of Castle Vebeaux into the crisp air of the Beraza Woods. Few travelers dare to travel through this dark and dangerous forest, which is one of the reasons you have been sent here. It must be tamed. A rough and uneven road stretches to the west. If you travel to the west, you will reach several farmhouses, and then the forest itself. It is time to follow the road and meet up with Monitor Shigaz. Okay. I hope I will be able to manually leave this area and not just be forced out. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. I wasn't expecting there to be this much outside area actually on this map. But then again, this area doesn't seem to be extremely big. And there also doesn't seem to be much here. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing something. I should still be exploring the indoors portion of the map first, since I'm gonna go this way anyway, eventually. Who have we here? Varel. Okay. And just some other nameless merchants. Hey Varel. One area of Castle Vebeaux's eternal bazaar has been claimed by a young trader. He is a Kellam with sharp eyes, rough clothes, and a willingness to drop everything the moment someone from Avadon appears. Wait, wait, come over here, he says, waving you closer. I am Beryl, tinker, trader, the merchant who can get you anything you need before you go out into the wild. It's dangerous out there. You need to be prepared. I guess I do. So you deal with many hands? I do. When they come to Calendario, they often pass through this keep. Don't worry, I won't make you ask for a discount. Hands already get one. It is only fair, considering how dangerous the roads have been for them lately. Dangerous roads? What do you mean? Beryl stopped short by this. Haven't you... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't pass on rumors. I've only heard that many hands have been... I apologize. I will talk about trading. That is what I do. Okay. Can you tell me what has been happening in the castle? Oh, it sounds like you are trying to discuss politics with me. I don't do that. I have no opinions. None at all. It is difficult enough obtaining the right to trade in the castle without making those in power angry. How did you get the right to trade here? You speak with Gatemaster Prose, and with enough consideration he might consider granting you a very temporary license. When he says consideration, you note that he lightly taps his cash box with his foot. It is difficult at times, but it is the Kellam way. And you have no comments about what Duke Gryfyn has been doing? I know nothing about it. I have tried very hard to know nothing about it. Okay, well then, let's trade. Of course, I am buying and selling at the moment. Well then, let me sell stuff. Sell all in... Oh, I cannot actually sell these stone blocks. Well then, I should probably find a way to get rid of them. I mean, I could just drop them. Yeah, that's that. And what do you have for sale? Lockpicks. Okay. Well... Gold necklace. Why would I ever want to buy one of those? Enchantress bow. Well... That's... actually interesting. Plus 5% magical damage. And apparently Nathalie can equip that. And it's pretty inexpensive. I don't see a downside to buying that, so let's do that. Golden Goblet, Pulsing Runestone. Increases int. Let's also buy this. Sure. I mean, I really haven't been spending much of my wealth. I don't know what these Drake skins are going to be good for. I haven't found a... like a craftsman who could turn these into any kind of armor. And I don't know if they're probably limited in the number you can get within one playthrough. So I guess I'll buy it. And I'm also gonna buy these. There you go. Thank you for your business. So I have 3 of these now. You can equip this. 5% extra damage, just like that. And I can... I mean, I could just go ahead and enchant it right away. Give me even more damage. More int. Let's do that. I'm probably not going to find a replacement for that bow anytime soon. Oh, what? Cannot enchant that. Well, what am I going to enchant instead? Those pants or those shoes? This is already enchanted. Well, I guess I'm gonna choose the Enchantress shoes. Choose the shoes. There. Okay, what have we here? That's the stairway I came from, I think. Yeah. Looks like it. And that's trading post, and those are probably the other stairs. Gonna check that out in just a moment. Okay, been there before. So let's see, yeah, okay, that's exactly what I think, where I think it would lead, where I thought it would lead, in fact. Okay, what's down this way? Training area, apparently. This side chamber is full of the reek of animals and fresh meat. You detect wolves and something else. It takes a moment to place it. Then you see one. It's a basilisk. The beasts of Castle Vebeaux are raised and trained here. They are used for the hunts of the nobles, not to defend the castle itself. The presence of basilisks is quite unusual. You would not have thought that such magical and dangerous creatures could be domesticated. Surely the head trainer will have something interesting to say on the topic. Well, I hope so. Tender Melisande? Is that her? Oh, this pen is open. Hello, horned basilisks. In all your travels you have never heard of anyone determined and foolhardy enough to try to train basilisks, and yet 3 of the creatures lurk in the back of this cell. They watch you hungrily with their beady eyes. Their lizard brains wonder, in their simple way, if it is worth the risk to freeze you with a glance and slowly eat you alive. Happily, they decide not to. Okay, maybe I should close this. Good. I feel a bit safer now. And where might this lead? No, I'm not gonna pick that lock. Okay. We have a visitor indeed. Oh, more of these green-skinned or green-furred wolves. Wolf, would you please let me in there? I just want to explore this one tile of the map. Wolf. Okay. Thank you very much. Hey there, Trainer Melisande? When the master trainer of the Vebeaux kennels sees you, she's eager to talk to you. She is a short, stocky woman who clearly spends a lot of time out in the sun. Her work has left her hands and arms covered with as many scars and claw marks as you would expect. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Tender Melisande, and I am honored to welcome you to my kennel. We have been doing much hard work here, and the advances in training techniques. Excuse me. You look to the side and see that one of Melisande's assistants has been paralyzed by a basilisk. She pulls out a whip, runs over, saves his life, and returns to you. Excuse me. Anyway, I really wanted to talk to you. So, why is that? Well, let's ask her the other things first. So you're the head trainer here. She gives you a friendly smile. I am. It is a great honor to tend to the kennel of a Duke of Calimdariel, and of our royalty. All of our royalty takes pleasure in their animals, especially when hunting. But only our Duke has basilisks in his care. Don't think he never boasts about it. How long have you worked in this kennel? For most of my 30 years. I first worked in the kennel when I was 10, bringing food and cleaning the leavings. I had a knack with calming the animals. The old tender noticed it, and he trained me. It is very rare for a mere peasant to rise so far. These animals are used for hunting? Mainly. They hunt the wild game of the Beraza Woods, some of which can be very dangerous. The animals are also for show and companionship, and for other things. What other things? My charges have been called upon to track down criminals. It is very rare, but it happens. It turns out that my basilisks are excellent trackers, and no brigand has ever escaped their gaze. That's interesting. What do you train here? I train dogs and werewolves, all creatures of spotless pedigree and skill. However, I am sure you have noticed my basilisks. That is what gets everyone's attention. I am the only trainer in Linnaeus that has tamed these beasts. Why bother to train basilisks? They are amazing creatures. Raw muscle, containing powerful magic. Why, a dog can fetch felled game, but a basilisk's gaze can freeze an elk solid at 50 paces. Also, to the Kellam, there is value in doing something nobody has ever done. The more useless and dangerous, the better. Why are they so hard to train? Well, they are lizards, mindless meat-eaters. Also, the power of their gaze makes them absolutely lethal. And yet, they respond to my commands. Sadly, I am the only one they obey, but I hope I can change that. What happens if nobody else can learn to train them? She grins wickedly. Then, when I die, Duke Gryfyn will have a lot of deadly, unmanageable pests in his undercroft. Yeah, well, I guess that's a fair point. So, why were you so eager to meet with me? She gives you a friendly smile. I am. Okay. It is a great honor to tend to the kennel of a Duke of Calendario. All of our royalty take pleasure in their animals, especially when hunting. But only our Duke has basilisks in his care. Don't think he never boasts about it. Yeah, well, that's a repeat of something we've heard before. How long... Wait, what? Why did I just press the other... I pressed the wrong button again, didn't I? Okay, so why were you so eager to meet me? Ah, okay, that was the right one. Derp. Heh, it was pure self-interest. I hear a lot of things. For example, I have learned that you might be traveling into the woods. Also, you are a hand of Avadon, so I know that your aid might be for sale. If so, I would trade some of my resources for some of your aid. What do you need? I need to control the local basilisk population. It has increased much lately, and I'm afraid I am to blame. There are a number of basilisks loose in the Beraza Woods near Castle Vebeaux. Kill 5 of them, and I will pay you a bounty. Why are you to blame? I pay generous bounties to anyone who can bring live basilisks to me. Not all of them can be trained, but a few can. The rest are destroyed. Sadly, not all of the hunters can control the basilisks. They end up being paralyzed or devoured, and the basilisks get loose in the woods near the castle. Unfortunate. Why haven't the soldiers already done this? Because the idea of being frozen by a basilisk's gaze and then slowly eaten alive, frozen in place, unable to move, and feeling every moment of it, causes them some concern. Ah, I see. They're cowards then. Well, okay, that's all. Thanks. Bounty basilisks. Okay, that's a very... about as basic as side quests go. Or as they come. Duke Gryfyn must take his hunting very seriously. You've never seen a trained wolf this large and fierce, or this green. Most people aren't crazy enough to try to train wolves like this at all. When you get close, it lets out a long, low, chilling growl. You decide to keep a safe distance, yes. Safe distance. Also, I decide to close the kennel, since having them open in the first place seems very foolish. Okay, I guess that's all for the indoors area. So let's continue this way. The map is probably over. Probably gonna end here anyway, so just to be thorough. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's all there is to see. Well then, let's move on into Beraza Woods, contested territory. Oh, you have reached the eastern edge of the Beraza Woods. To the east, Castle Vebeaux looms above you. To the west, uncontrolled wilderness. Uncontrolled but not untraveled. A road cuts through the woods to the west. It is an uneven thing, mainly marked by wagon ruts. Sometimes it's hard to tell that there is a road there at all. Still, it is the most traveled route through the forest. There is a small settlement here. There are farms, a trading post to the north, and what looks like an outpost of hunters to the south. People who make their living off the woods and who aren't scared of the dangerous creatures and people that lurk within. Okay, so a trading post right away. Guess we'll might as well check that out first. And then of course I'm going to visit those hunters to the south. Maybe they have a side quest for me. Shima looks at the humble collection of buildings at the edge of the forest. It is a relief to leave Calendario and enter Hoglanden land. I was getting tired of the angry stares. You say this is Hoglandan land? Of course. We took this land during the Black Age. It was a time of war, and seizing the territory was our right. It was a blood debt we were owed for all of our people slaughtered by the Callum. Nathalie bites her lip. On the brink of such a dangerous journey, she wisely decides not to start an argument. What do you think should happen to the woods? He walks in silence for a while, thinking about it. I am not going to say. I have been exposed to politics too much. I lost my family and my homeland to politics. I came to Avadon to avoid ever thinking about such things again. He walks on in silence. Well, maybe he shouldn't have commented on it in the first place. Hey, Paget. There's a young farmer out tending his crops. Tending his crops. You note that he is constantly looking toward the woods to the west, and there is an old broadsword hanging from his belt. When you approach him, he nods. Welcome, traveler. I am Paget. Please, try not to step on the cabbage. Oh, that's supposed to be cabbage, huh? Doesn't look like any kind of cabbage I know, but... oh well. What are you growing? Well, that's a pretty dumb question. Cabbage. I just said so. I'll harvest soon, and then I will plant winter wheat. How is the soil? Decent. Better than some. What do you sell your produce? Who do you sell your produce to? The castle. My cabbage has been eaten by some of the most important lords and ladies of Linnaeus. Those of them wise enough to know a good cabbage when they see one, anyway. Okay. Isn't this a dangerous place to have a farm? He looks west of the woods. The hunters do a good job of keeping pests away. Most of the creatures that get through I can kill. Those of them too big to kill I can outrun. So you have a sword? Yes, and I've had to use it. Why don't you start a farm in a safer place? Because all of the best land in Calendario is held by the lords, and they will never give it up. Not an inch. The Beraza Woods have unclaimed land. That is why foolhardy souls like me come here. I have heard rumors that someone around here is digging a tunnel. Heard anything? He thinks carefully. I've heard nothing, though I don't know everything happening in every farmhouse around here. I don't want to make anyone angry, but some of the farmers, they're downright unsocial. Now, please excuse me, I need to be returning to work. He walks off quickly, suddenly not wanting to be seen talking to you. That doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, but, I mean, if I can, I'll still have a look around his house. Okay. Let's return this way and actually take a look at this trading post here, as I said I would. Camp patrol, okay. Beraza trading post. Underneath, someone has recently added Calantha proprietor. Okay. Let's take a look at this before we end this episode. Okay. Beraza Hunter, Trader Charon. Okay. This middle-aged merchant is surprisingly elegantly dressed for these rustic surroundings. His hair is immaculate, and you think that he is wearing a scent, subtly and carefully applied, of course. And yet he greets you in a friendly, borderline servile way. Welcome. You are a Tantuo, yes? I learned of your arrival. A trickle of palace gossip does reach me out here. I am Trader Charon, and I deal with all who brave the dangers of the Beraza Woods. Why is there a trading post here? Because, as strange as it may seem, there are many who brave the dangerous road through the Beraza Woods. People who carry out a wide variety of activities. Though I do not judge. These people have needs. I meet them. It is simple enough. What sorts of activities take place along the road? He gives you a thin smile. There are smugglers and brigands, though I never deal with their kind. I deal with hunters who prowl the woods looking for wild game and brigands. And I deal with merchants who carry on the trade between Hoglander and Calendario. The road to the west is dangerous. He nods. Oh yes, thugs and monsters. Monsters and thugs. Happily, the might of Castle Vebeaux keeps them from my door. Can you tell me about the Beraza Woods? Wide, dark, contested, dangerous, but a great opportunity for one with the right connection and a head for business. Okay. I would like to trade with you. Of course you would. I have much that will aid one in your line of work. And please do not worry, Hands of Avadon always receive a discount here. What do you need? Well, it depends. Lockpicks. Oh, these are actually pretty cheap. I'm gonna buy these. Because why not? Yeah, I should have bought stuff here, I guess. Well, the steel razor disc mostly, but that's just 40 coins. 40 coins difference. So, Mage's Staff, I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that at all. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's all. Thanks. Okay. Two lockpicks? No. Well, I mean, let's see here. I doubt that this is where the tunnel is. Although it might be, who knows? Might just be the very first building you encounter. But I'm first going to check all the others. Maybe it's in a more obvious location, so I'm gonna save my lockpicks for now. And I'm also going to end this episode. So if you enjoyed this one, please, as always, hit like, comment, subscribe, and well, see you in the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful time, and bye bye.